So that makes 4 altogether, so we need 2 more.
Okay.
Do you realize that we would have been done?
You're probably wondering, who are these guys? Well, the guy in the back seat, well, that's Andrew, my fraternity brother. And that handsome guy in front, yep, that's me. You're probably also wondering, what do these guys have to do with Seaside, California? Well, nothing really. We're just here to learn about the community of Seaside, California. So let's start from the very beginning. Our service site, the Boys and Girls Club. This is Mr. Hyde, the teacher for the technology department at the Boys and Girls Club. We asked him, what does the Boys and Girls Club do for the city of Seaside, California and its youth?
What we need to realize that in this country, our children, our schools, they're falling. They're failing behind other countries. We're no longer the world power in education that we once were. So basically, we are a support for the schools around our district to make sure that since they're giving them liberal arts acumen, math, sciences, art, those types of things, we're going to fill that gap with the actual soft skills, like Microsoft Office and digital arts. And that includes a broad range of activities like music making, stop motion animation, game tech, design tech, music tech, all those types of things that we teach our kids. But more importantly, what we're concerned with is making sure that our children are being on time progression through school, from K through 12. We want to make sure that they're ready for high school graduation, and then we want to make sure that they're career college ready.
We learned from Mr. Hyde that the after-school programs that they offer in Seaside help the youth out a lot by keeping them out of trouble and helping educate them. Churches also offer after-school programs. So after we went to the Boys and Girls Club, Andrew and I decided to go to church, which was luckily right down the street. Too bad it was locked and empty. So onto the library we went. At the library, we met the librarian Carolyn, a very sweet old lady that helped us out a lot and answered all of our questions. We asked her if she knew any history about Seaside.
Yeah, well, this guy, Doc Roberts, started this city, and he wanted to make it into, big attractions, big seaside resort kind of thing, which never quite worked out, I don't think. But anyhow, they ended up having all this land and not enough people, and they were basically giving it away.
She was right. Dr. John Roberts left New York and settled in Seaside, California, where he sold the land as vacation property. After saying bye to Carolyn, we simply walked across the parking lot to the Seaside City Hall.
Okay, go on in.
Inside we met Rick Shield, whom we asked, what is the demographic of Seaside?
But it's more Latino. It has shifted to more of a Latino-based community than it was in the past.
We then asked him, what resources and opportunities does the city of Seaside offer?
Just providing, looking at our economic base for our citizens, and then what we can tie into tourism-wise that's already provided on the peninsula. And we have opportunities on Fort that we're pursuing. So there might be some economic opportunities that the city can pursue. And I know recently the Wingstop opened up, and there's a lot of college students hanging out there. So.
Lastly, we asked, what strengths and assets does the community offer that other communities do not seem to have?
Well, we have our Oldemeyer Center, which serves both youth and senior services, but primarily during the day it's senior services. There's the Patul Swim Center. Again, a lot of seniors use that in the mornings and afternoons for exercise. Aside from that, we do have our pony baseball, Seaside Youth Football, and there's a Seaside Pal, which is kind of heavily involved in basketball and soccer. So those are kind of youth-oriented sports activities that the city is involved in. And again, the Oldemire has a whole litany of things that happen during the day and the evening. So that's kind of what's the city's recreational opportunities.
We sure had gotten a lot of information that day, but not close to as much information as we needed. Next up, the police department. We talked to Officer Ramon, but he was not willing to have us film him. We asked him what are the challenges Seaside faces. He responded, when the economy is low, then there is an increase in property theft. Most of these are just minor crimes like burglary. We then asked him, what are the strengths of the community? He said the diversity and the police department sets up community awareness meetings and programs that help parents and children get actively involved, and the citizens are the key to fixing the problem. We were surprised that Officer Ramon did not mention the homeless problem, unlike many of our other community members that we had surveyed. So there we were, back in the car, looking for a local hangout to interview some people. So we went to two of the oldest bars in town, which have been there for over 40 years. We were hoping someone could tell us more about the history of the town. The first stop was the Shadow Box. Supposedly, after the installment of the Ford Ord, it was a very popular place. Sadly, the bartenders seemed not to notice anything good about Seaside and just talked negatively about the town. At the Sportsman Club, the owner told us that Seaside was once a military town, and that the beautiful landscape that was there was now U.S.'s largest military base. But now the town is coming back and turning back towards a tourist town / college town.